that's a big mistake I made in 2019 in general. I call it the year of mistakes in my own head and now publicly. December 2018, suddenly it was like, wow, Sara. And then by like 2020, you're like, oh, really? Same girl? I don't know.
Couple of breaks that I've taken in between haven't helped at all. So I think wo sab milake somewhere, that's probably one of the reasons why.
I did have preconceived notions about, she comes from the royal family, she's blue blood, she's gorgeous.
Hi, this is Bhavna and you're watching India Today. I have the fabulous cast of Gaslight with me right here. Sara Ali Khan, Chitrangda and of course Vikrant Massey. Firstly, a huge welcome to all of you. I have to say the trailer really excited me. It looks very, very promising. I want to start with you, Sara, because I know that each of the films that you're doing now means so much to you personally as an actor as well, because for a new actor to come in and experience sort of a hiccup in the initial part of their career.
Hiccups, you can say. I
am trying to be polite.
No, it's okay.
But to experience that very early on in your career, I feel that it changes you as an actor
Fully.
very, very early on, right? And I want to know, with each project that I see that is being announced or a poster comes or a trailer comes, I see an effort to change that image that people had of Sara. There is a conscious effort being made. How important is Gaslight for you in that effort? One. Second, I want to know, how has it changed you as an actor? Because a lot of things I can personally as an audience also experience, but I want to know internally what has changed with it for you.
You've asked me a much more complicated question than it seems. It seems like you're just asking me, how was Gaslight, but you're not. So I'll have to answer it. I think that, yeah, definitely there have been hiccups in my career early on. And I think that what's really happened now is I've decided to forgive myself for it. I was very harsh on myself for that for a long time. And I think that was also necessary. But now the time has come to kind of let it go and move on, which is also important. And it's important to realize why you do the things that you do, I think that I don't want to cater to an image of Sara. I actually want to explore, understand, and allow Sara to grow. I think that's a big mistake I made in 2019 in general. I call it the year of mistakes in my own head and now publicly. Because I think that I just made one mistake after the other. I was talking too loudly. I was behaving boisterous, attention seeking. And it just came from a place that I don't even fully understand. I think I started thinking that, oh, people like the bindas girl. So she became so bindas that it became almost annoying, and then that translated even on screen, I think. So I am aware of that now. And I think that instead of portraying myself as a certain way, I just want to understand who I really am. And I think the upcoming films that I am very, very excited about are a huge part of that. Whether it's playing Misha, who's a girl on a wheelchair in a very eerie setting, in a very different genre. It was exciting for me, it was new for me, and it was different for me.
Before I come to Chitrangda, I have to say that whatever you're saying, I can completely understand, because as someone who has been covering this industry and as someone who has seen you since your debut day, I also felt exactly what you said in the last 2 years, and now I see a change.
And it is important, because it's easy, like you said a minute ago, that you call it a hiccup instead of two hiccups because you didn't want to be rude. But Kedarnath and Simba were two very good films that blew up overnight. In December 2018, suddenly it was like, wow, Sara. And then by like 2020, you're like, oh, really? Same girl? I don't know. So I understand that, and that's part of life.
No, and I'm so happy that you chose to do this because it looks very, very promising. Chitrangda, your career has always been about picking different scripts, be it a Boss Fast, be it any, if I pick any movie from your film, you have been choosy. Maybe it could be one film in 2 years sometimes, but those have been impactful. How do you go about it? Because I know that to be a working actor is also very difficult in this industry. How do you
said both the things together? Yeah.
How do you balance that? How do you balance this game very well?
I was just about to say, when you said 1 and 2 years, I'm not Amir Khan, okay? This is not that situation at all. No, sometimes, the thing is that you don't get the work that you want to do. You're not fortunate enough to get it. And sometimes it's not like you do get offered work, but then you know, the Seductress or whatever, just like it's the same thing just keeps coming back to you. And then it's also the kind of quality that you're looking for, you know, the people that you want to work with. So, so yeah, it's a bit of both. And then I think a couple of breaks that I've taken in between haven't helped at all. So I think wo sab milake somewhere, that's probably one of the reasons why. But yeah, I mean, looking back, I'm still very thankful that people have liked whatever that I've done, and they remember, you know, more than anything else. I think that is like, this industry has very short memory, but the audiences have been pretty, you know, loving, and I'm so thankful for that, really. So yeah, it's
because
just,
good work is always, I mean, people remember.
I'm very surprised sometimes. Okay, what happened? Why did I hear somebody say "Ruk jao"?
No.
Okay, sorry. I'm so sorry. No, sorry. No, I was just saying that sometimes I see the younger lot also come and tell me, like, Hazaro, my God, that film, you know. So I was like, wow, man, that film's really lasted. So it's, yeah, I suppose good work does last, and it's probably, yeah, just fortunate for
Do you
those
think
ones.
you have been able to shed the labels that were attached to you, like you mentioned yourself, seductress, or someone who has a different glamorous, you know, when people would associate Chitrangada's name as, and I'm not saying as an audience, it is actually in the industry, where people would think of you in a role, they would always think of a glamorous role. Do you think you've been able to shed that role eventually?
But then मुझे समझ नहीं आता ये, why is it like that? क्योंकि like my first film, I'm in cotton sarees with no makeup and a bun, like just, and I remember Sudhir didn't allow me, a hairstylist, to come and do it yourself the way you do it. So I don't know, but I hope I have been able to do that to some extent. But I don't know. I don't know.
I just hope that you keep doing the work that you believe in, because that is
Thank
what, that is when the project also looks that great, right? Vikrant, I have seen you in this genre for a while now. Thriller is a genre which I think you ace at. So what is it that you found different? But each have been different. Huh? It's not like they have been similar. Also, I mean, thriller is a common aspect, but they have been different in their own ways. Like this is not this is a crime thriller, but forensic was a different thriller altogether. I want to know what excited you about this?
You know, thanks. You've answered half my question. I've like very consciously tried to pick up different parts, even though they belong to the same genre. Even Haseen Dilruba was a hardcore thriller, but it was very different. Why Gaslight? It all begins with the script. I think it was such an interesting read. It was a very quick read. Very interesting, and the part that I play, which is couple, is so different from what I've done so far. And that was the challenge. And without divulging much, like, I think I can very freely at length chat about what my character is after the film is out, but whatever limitations I have right now, keeping that in mind, I think I've never done something like this. And why thrillers? Because I feel, as an audience personally, I really enjoy watching thrillers.
Yeah.
I do read a bit. I enjoy reading thrillers too. They're very stimulating. They keep you engaged. And data-wise, if you see, especially on OTT in the last 3 years or 5 years, the audiences have really been receptive towards thrillers. It seems like they really enjoy watching these films, which really, you know, sort of entice you, which really stimulate you mentally and emotionally. And this is one space that I really enjoy as an actor too, because it really, really challenges you. And also, I needed to do that. I still need to do that, because for the longest time, I was kind of sort of marginalized in a very regular, common guy, small town guy roles, which I thoroughly enjoyed. In fact, I am doing those roles in a few of the films that I'm doing this year. But the idea is to keep breaking the monotony, to keep challenging yourself, and at the same time entertain the audiences who are your primary audiences.
Yeah, I can totally understand. I don't have a lot of time, so I'm just going to ask you one last thing. This is called just co-star things, because I can see the camaraderie that you all share. But I want to know, what was the first impression that you all had of each other? Because, I mean, we tend to have perceptions when we see someone in the media.
Yes.
But when you meet them in person, was it something different? Were you blown by the personality when you met in person? What was it like? We'll go in the same order.
Okay. So I think the first time I met Chitra ma'am, it was at Pawan sir's house. You'd come in with your own cup of coffee, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. And it was late in the evening. and you were having a black coffee and you'd come from somewhere and I was like, wow, she's so cool. She has black coffee after sunset. Not advisable for me. Still happening though. And I think that immediately, like when I went home, I told my mom, I was like, I love Chitra ma'am. I think that it was quite immediate for me to like love her vibe. You know, she was so easy, cool, chill, like didn't come with any airs, you know. And I immediately felt that there's also like she's the only co-actor I've had that I call ma'am, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's a very good bond, I feel. Like I really respect her, but like I would also say anything in front of her, you know, like I'm quite inappropriate oftentimes. So
I don't think that age makes any difference.
Yeah, it doesn't, but
she'll do it to like whatever.
I
I wouldn't expect her to like really, you know, think of that. Yeah.
No, but
that's okay.
I think I struck a very nice bond with ma'am quite instantly. Vikrant, I think it took like 2 meetings maybe, not one. But also like I think that there was a very easy flowing organic kind of bond. He was very helpful. I would actually do like more readings with him than Pawan sir knows. Now we can tell them, right? So like on the way to work, sometimes I would like insist that I would drive with him and I would like read with him and I'd be like, so what would you do? How would you do it? Okay, do it and show. And he used to be like, I'm not supposed to be doing this. And I was like,
I'm auditioning for you,
just
Sara.
do it now, yeah. Like be helpful and all. So that was
very sweet,
great.
yeah.
Those were my first impressions of both of them.
I'm excited to know what was your first impression of Sara.
I actually told her, you know, I liked her even before I met her. I told her that. And because I'd seen, I think, 1 or 2 of her. I very specifically remember the one that I saw with Barkha. She did one interview about women and what. And I was like, and I actually shared it with another friend of mine because it was bizarre how she spoke so many things, exactly what we were discussing. And I was saying, it was literally like she was wording it for me. I was like, I really like this girl, you know. I mean, this is because it's just so refreshing to see someone not tailing the whole narrative of what feminism is and what a feminist is and what a woman should be, a modern woman, all that. It's just amazing. So yeah, I think I told her that I just liked her before I met her. But she was lovely. I mean, she was more mad. When I met her, I was like, damn, she's mad as well. And she's wise. So that was nice. Vikrant, I think it's, I've always thought of him as so much talent. And I loved Haseen Dilruba. I think I told you the first time I met you. You know, I thought he's so subtle with his performance and I really like it. So it was very instant, yeah. We were very easy and I think we discussed a couple of things also. Yeah. Some scene or whatever. Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I wish we had
really,
more days.
yeah, because he was busy getting married. So he had the right to not be there for the readings and whatever. So we couldn't do much prep, but yeah, I mean, he's sitting here. What do you want me to say? He's so easy and he's so easy to get along with. He's lovely. So, yeah.
I have been a fanboy.
ये मुझे अब पता चला है, by the way. फिल्म पूरी खत्म हो गई. He's
From
just.
Hazaro.
Why did you not tell her on set?
I mean, ये सब बोलने वाली
No, but I
चीजें थोड़ी
understand. You
होती
don't
हैं,
tell
you know.
people you're working with. You don't really tell them.
No, not just about that. I don't think I'm someone, you know, I'd be that distant admirer, you know, just keep it within. Maybe that's
Sounds
how
so
I am.
scary.
Yeah.
Especially
But I
like
find
in
it
our
weird.
film, like we've been talking about
Yeah,
Gaslight.
Gaslight.
Oh, wow,
Eerie,
yeah.
but suddenly distant admirer sounds like silent killer.
It sounds
you know? It's
creepy.
like scary.
It sounds
Now
creepy.
we know why he's so excited about thrillers.
It sounds creepy. I give you that.
Doesn't.
But
It's just
from
being
all the way from Hazaro, you know, like her personality is really charming. You know, I think she has this subtle class that she exudes, which is really attractive.
Look at this one making faces. Like,
Yeah,
So,
that's true. I think
Bhavna,
I second a lot of people actually. And so initially I was kind of intimidated. Like
Listen to
a
this.
tad bit, but I have to admit it because she, as I said, she is that personality. You know, no nonsense. You know, personality. So वो एक था, but then when we got working and chatting, like you know, she is every bit of that class which I thought her to be, but she's really easy to work with.
Yeah.
And with Sara, I loved her in Kedarnath. Like her first film was fabulous.
Yeah.
It was. I really enjoyed watching that film, and I do concede. You know, I've been conceding this all day today, and I have no qualms in probably sort of admitting this, that I did have preconceived notions about, you know, she comes from the royal family, she's blue blood, you know, she's she's gorgeous, and she's I don't think she's someone who prioritizes working hard, but I was completely thrown off guard. I think she is one of the most hardworking actors I have worked with, and not just because she spends a lot of time with a script. I think she's really wise, as she said, and like keeping aside the gold medals and everything that she's achieved academically, but I think she's someone who's so receptive in life generally, and she's so wise. There were days when I would turn to her for advice.
Wow.
Personally, and I think I have found a good friend in her.
Wow, that's lovely. On that note, before I wrap, I have one question for both of you, because I feel that this is an exciting time for female actors, especially. I'm sorry, I have to literally put it like that, like female actors, because there is a need to. With all the actors like Ratna Pathak Shah, Sharmila ma'am, in fact, Dimple Kapadia, all of them getting such exciting roles.
Yeah.
How do you see that change for y'all as well? Because today you don't have to settle for anything less. You don't have to settle for a role which doesn't do justice to your potential. How do you see that change within the industry, both of you?
Well, I just think that big thanks to the audiences, because they're willing to look at women differently. They are wanting to know their stories. They are interested in not just the Sita is like the most holy, glorified idea of what an Indian woman should be. I think they're finding it far more interesting to see other shades in a woman, of what we are becoming, a modern Indian woman, shades of her. So I think big thanks to the audience and the writing, I suppose, because there is an audience for this. So there is a huge change. And yeah, I mean, I think it's a very good time. And I'm so glad that Dimple ji and all, like, everyone's back and doing such amazing roles. I mean, they're just class apart, Sharmila ji. I'm so happy that she's, back and working. Yeah.
Gulmohar is so lovely, by the way. That is also on Disney Plus, so they won't mind.
They won't keep it, yeah.
What about you, Sara?
I definitely agree with ma'am. I think that, as an actor or as even a person, we become aware, and if we are not aware, then the people that come to us with scripts are aware of what the audiences want. And if they truly are willing to watch us in these genres, in these shades, I would be more than happy to be able to portray every kind of film.
Lovely. On that note, thank you so much.
You.
I hope that Gaslight does amazingly well, and so that we can have more of you on OTT and in films and in theaters everywhere. So thank you so much.
Thank you.